Okay, so today we're going to talk about fractions. So we're going to look at this together. Please make sure that you write down everything that I write down. Please make sure that you watch the video completely, listen to everything I say, and write down what I write down. Number 1 says select all the correct comparisons. So let's make sure we pay attention to the word all, because that's telling us there's going to be more than one answer. All right, so comparing fractions, we're going to cross multiply. 8 times 5 is 40. 10 times 4 is 40. So these are equal, and that's not an equal symbol, so that's not one of our answers. 3 times 3 is 9. 8 times 2 is 16. So 2/3 is larger, so this is one of our answer choices. Now we can't just stop there because we're going to have more than one answer. Go to C. 6 times 2 is 12, and 5 times 3 is 15. So 2/5 is bigger, so that's not one of our answers. Okay, then we have 8 times 7, which is 56, and 9 times 5, which is 45. 56 makes 7/9 larger, so that's not one of our answer choices, because remember the symbol always opens to the larger number. Then we have 8 times 6, which is 48, and 10 times 4, which is 40. So 6/10 is larger, so that's one of our answers. 10 times 1 is 10, 2 times 5 is 10, so these are equal. So that's one of our answers. So we have 3 answers, B, E, and F. Number 2 says Angelina is growing 2 plants. Plant A is 4/5 of a foot tall. Plant B is 5/10 of a foot tall. Which plant is taller? Okay, so it's wanting us to compare these. So let's read our answer choices. So it says plant A is taller because 4 out of 5 parts is closer to one whole than 5 out of 10 parts. Okay, so 5 out of 10 is equal to 1/2 because 5 is half of 10, okay? 4 out of 5. So if we've got 5 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we shade 4 of them, so that's almost, because 5/5 would be one whole. So we're pretty close to one whole, but we're not one whole. And then 5/10 is 1/2. So this is saying plant A is taller because 4 out of 5 parts is closer to one whole than 5 out of 10 parts. Okay, that might be right. Let's keep going. Plant B is taller because 5 and 10 are larger than 4 and 5. No. C says plant A is the same height as plant B since both fractions are equal to 1/2. Well, they're not, because 4/5 is not equal to 1/2. And we can, 5/10 is, but we can prove that by comparing these right here. 2 times 4 is 8, and 5 times 1 is 5. And so 4/5 is greater. So C is not our answer. D says plant B is taller because 5/10 has a numerator of 5, which is greater than the numerator 4 in 4/5. No, that doesn't really have anything to do with this. So we know for sure our answer is A based on what we talked about earlier. Number 3 says Rigo drew a model to represent the number of pounds of potatoes left in the bag. There are 6 3/10 pounds of potatoes in the bag. What fraction is equivalent to 6 3/10? Okay, so remember this is tenths because it's one place after the decimal. So 6 3/10 is D. Okay, let's turn to the next page. Number 4 says, which of the following fractions is equivalent to 1/2? So equivalent, so we're looking for a fraction that is equal. Okay, so 2/3 because adding 1 to the numerator and adding 1 to the denominator creates an equivalent fraction. Well, that's not how we find equivalent fractions, but let's keep reading and see if we can come up with something that makes sense. 3/6 because adding 2 to the numerator and adding 4 to the denominator creates an equivalent fraction. No. 3/6 because multiplying the numerator by 3 and multiplying the denominator by 3 creates an equivalent fraction. So let's see what that's telling us to do. So 3/6, and we're trying to find it equal to 1/2. So it says multiplying the numerator, which is 1 by 3, and the denominator by 3. Because multiplying the numerator by 3, this is not making sense to me. Okay, but let's cross multiply. 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 times 1 is 6. So they are equal. Okay, let's look at D. 2/8. 2/8 and 1/2. 4 and 8. So no, that's not equal. So, okay. So look, even if we are confused about all these words and what it's saying, we know that we're looking for an equal fraction, and we know that 3/6 and 1/2 are equal. So we're going to choose C and not get caught up in all these words and not let it bring us down, because we're not 100% sure that all that's making sense, okay? But we know that these are equal, and it's asking for an equal fraction. Number 5. Macy bought 2 long sub sandwiches for a party. The models are shaded to represent the amount of sub sandwiches left at the end of the party. Okay, so let's look. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 4 shaded out of 5. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we have 2 shaded out of 5. So there's 4 out of 5 left of ham and 2 out of 5 left of turkey. So it says, complete the following statement using the answer choices below each box to show the total amount of sandwich left at the end of party. So 4/5 plus 2/5 equals blank, which is also equal to what? Okay, so we know if the denominators are the same, we're going to add the numerator. So 4 plus 2 is 6. And then we use the same denominator, so 6/5. So that's this. And then that is also equal to, so this is an improper fraction, and we need to turn it into a mixed number. Okay, so they all have the right denominator. Okay, so let's look. So 5 times 1 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. So this one would be 11/5, and we're looking for 6/5. So 5 times 1 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6, so 6/5. And then 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So 1 and 1/5 is what we're looking for. So this one right here. Okay. Next page, number 6. It says Samuel's house, the store, and the library are all along the same straight road Samuel walked from his house to the store. What fraction of a mile away from home is Samuel when he is at the store? Okay. So this is number 7. So that's not part of this. Okay, I was just making sure. Okay. So Samuel's house, the store, and the library. Samuel's house, the store, and the library. They're all along the road. Okay. Samuel walked from his house to the store, and we don't know how much that is. What fraction of a mile away from home is Samuel when he is at the store? So we'd have to break this into fifths. So this is 2/5. What fraction of a mile away from home is Samuel when he's at the store? So if he's here and he wants to go here, from here to here is 2/5. So it would be like saying 5/5 is a whole. Well, from here to here is 2/5. So how much longer is this? So 5/5 minus 2/5 is going to give us 3/5. Number 7 says, which expression is equivalent to 5/3? Okay, so first we have to make sure that the denominator is 3. So if we've got like A, we can get rid of A because the denominator is not 3. Okay, B doesn't have 3 as the denominator. And then we have here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the numerators are 5, but look, this and this, they all need to be 3s. But look at D, all 3s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our answer is going to be D. Number 8 says these two sets of arrows represent the same fraction 6/8. Which equation shows that the two sets of arrows end at the same place on the number line? Okay, so we need both sides to be equal to 6/8. Well, again, we need to make sure that our denominator is 8. So looking at A, our denominators are not 8. And looking at D, our denominators are not 8. And looking at B, it doesn't have 8 as all the denominators. So let's look at C. So 2 plus 4 is 6, and 3 plus 3 is 6. So each of these sides equals 6, and the denominator is 8. So then our answer would be C. Okay. Number 9, what is the distance of point Q from 0 on the number line below? So here's 0. So we've got 1, 2, and then it falls in between 2 and 3. So again, we're going to count the spaces in between 2 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 spaces. So it's tenths. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 2 and 7 tenths. And so that's going to be B. Number 10, Rick and Sophia made a batch of sugar cookies. Rick frosted 2/10 of the batch of cookies. Sophia frosted 3/6 of the batch of cookies. About how much more of the batch did Sophia frost than Rick? Okay, so if we look here, so Rick frosted 2/10, so you can see 2 out of 10, and Sophia 3/5, so you can see Sophia. So just looking at it like this, Sophia looks like she frosted more. So it says about how much more did Sophia than Rick? Well, let's see. Sophia frosted about 3/4 more. Well, if this is fourths, this is, no. Sophia frosted about 1/4 more. It's pretty close to 1/4. Sophia frosted about 1/2 more. No. Sophia frosted about the same amount of the batch that Rick frosted. No. So it's definitely going to be B, 1/4. Because see, this ends here, and so 1/4 is here. And so it's a little bit more than 1/4, but that it says about. And so then it says bonus, name the fraction and decimal at point Z. So here's point Z. So this is 1/10. And then, so this is 9/10. And so my decimal is 0.9. And then 9/10 as a fraction is 9 fraction bar 10. All right, make sure that you put these in your orange folder and take them home. We will have a grade next week, and there will be similar problems on there that look like this. And so you need to be familiar with these. That's why I asked you to write all this stuff down. Please take this home.